Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Levine from NASCAR Illustrated, here for another edition of our Gaining Traction Profile, where we take a look and get to know some of the sport's up-and-coming drivers. And I'm very pleased to welcome into the studio Kenzie Ruston, rookie on the K&N Pro Series East this season. So far, how's it going for you? You pleased with the progress you're making?
Oh, definitely. Coming into this year, I mean, we kind of wanted to run for Rookie of the Year, but we didn't really expect anything, especially the first couple races. Coming right out of the gate, I mean, I qualified terrible at Bristol, but we ran 11th, and then we went to Greenville and ran 3rd, and out of 5 starts, I have 3 top 5s, and it's crazy. Three
top 5s in the first 5 starts is not bad.
It's crazy.
It's interesting because, every time you move up a series, move up a division, it's because you were really successful at the division you just left. Yet every time you move up, competition gets a little bit more intense, new tracks, new technology, and you almost, I don't think you have to start over again, but it's a whole new learning curve. Is that hard to go from being so successful that you're given more opportunity to sort of being then on the bottom of the totem pole again?
Oh, definitely. And I think coming into this year, I thought I'd really have a huge learning curve, and I think these cars actually suit me just a little bit better because they're heavier, and these races where you have to save tires and go hard at the end, that's where I really shine. I feel like that's one of my strengths.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, just coming from the late models, we always had to save and go hard at the end. We never really had like 6 tire races. You didn't never get 2 tires. Or
was that just because of budgetary constraints? Or?
Yeah, just the races we ran were only like 100 to 150 laps, and you just ran on 1 set of tires. So that's what I came from, and coming to these cars, it just kind of, I was used to it already, and I was always, even in the late model, I was good at the track, so you had to save and then go hard at the end. So.
You hear a lot about these drivers who, well, they start racing go-karts when they're 4 and 5 and 6 years old. Looking at your bio, you didn't get your start till you're 14. How did all this, was this a family tradition? Are you the first one in your family to be a racer? How did this all get started?
Well, my dad grew up racing dirt bikes, and I always wanted to race dirt bikes, and he was like, absolutely not. That's never going to happen. And I was like,
was
why?
That because you were a girl, or because?
I think because he got hurt a lot, and he said he wakes up in pain every day. So he didn't want me to ever feel like he does in the mornings. I was living in Texas with my mom at the time, and he was down at Texas Motor Speedway just being a fan at the NASCAR race, and there's a little 5th mile out back, and he called my mom, and he was like, hey, can you bring Kenzie over tomorrow? I really want her to try this out and see if maybe this is the route she wants to go. And we tried it out, and one of the guys was like, man, your son's really good. And then and my dad thought that was so cool. So, and I was hooked ever since. But it was kind of just a family fun deal every weekend, and then how competitive I am, it turned very serious very quick.
Was it the kind of thing where the minute you climbed in the car, something just clicked, it felt right, it felt like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do, or was there more of a process?
Oh, definitely. And me and my dad were totally lost when we got into this. We didn't know that you had to cut the tires and have a setup, and we just bought the car from somebody and went to the racetrack, thought it was all good. And the first couple races we were terrible, but then we started getting help at the track, and once we started learning, I mean, everything kind of picked up and everything clicked, and I knew that's one thing that I wanted to do.
Because at 14, you were probably in high school when you got started, or close to it.
Yes.
Did people, did your friends look at you like, are you nuts? What's going on? I mean.
Definitely. I grew up like playing every sport I was, and I was even a cheerleader, and my friends were like, racing? Like, that's what you're gonna do? And I was like, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've always been the tomboy out of all of us. And so my friends never really came around. Even in high school when I was racing, they never really came around. I just don't think they understood it. And I mean, my friends support me now, but then I don't think they really understood how serious I was about it, because I was like, my high school life was my high school life, and then my racing life was my racing life. They never really mixed too much.
I'm going to venture to guess that you're one of the very few drivers in NASCAR, whether it be a regional series or a touring series, that has also been a cheerleader.
Probably.
You think that's safe?
Yeah.
You know, I was looking over your stats, and I see a lot of, in your sort of career highlights, first female to win a Legends National Championship, first female to do this, first female to do that. Now, I've talked to Danica Patrick, I've talked to Johanna Long, and they've always said, look, you know, neither of us set out to be pioneers, we just want to be racers, and it happens to be that we're female. Mm-hmm. What's your response to that sort of, you know, that notion of being a pioneer or being female in really what's a male's world?
I feel the same way. I mean, I'm a woman, so I can't deny it. I mean, and it's a plus. I mean, I feel like it's a plus, and I mean, I'm just trying to go out there and prove myself that I'm better than half the guys. I just feel like when I get in the race car, I just want to be another one of the drivers. I strap in just like everybody else does, and I just want to be treated the same way and race the same way as I race them.